good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome back once again. I know you guys are going to say this. I got my goodie bag. I got my drinks. I got my snacks. Here we go. I know you guys are wondering why I'm touching back on Zorin OS. Well, the thing is this. Let me grab a little bit of a handful there. If I'm hearing right, and data centers are going to become cloud-based data centers, and you're going to maybe lose control of a couple things. I would rather be prepared for the worst of the worst than to worry about in the future if I made the right decision or not. I've been with Microsoft for over 37, 38 years. I've seen the rises and the falls. So, but what I'm getting at right here is I'm not really liking the fact. I know I'm beating around the bush on this, but I'm being very careful of what I say because I know how people are going to get. But when it comes to an angelic OS, I don't want my OS being turned into Father Time. I want to see new things coming out, but I don't want to see it hamper my ability to use my PC the way I want to. I pay for the functioning of my hardware. And believe it or not, I do pay for the functioning of the software. Just because on the software you pay for just the license, but you don't own it, that's just the software. True. Unless you make your own software and do it your own way. The only way you're going to actually have freedom of the companies is if you build your own. But since we all aren't inclined, we all have to make alternatives. Like Microsoft Windows, Linux, Android, Chrome OS. You know, there's many distros and operating systems that are out there. Tiny 11. And there's supposed to be a new one. I gotta look it up. But it's supposed to be the competitor to Microsoft. And hello, Dakota. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome back, my man. Hello, Mechanical. Good to see you as well. Linux is the way. Yeah. Believe it or not, I'm agreeing with you on that. After I've been messing around with Zorin OS for a little while, not enough. I haven't had a day on it totally. But It is better than, I think it is a little bit better than Linux Mint. So, without further ado, let's go to see what I did on Zorin OS. And now we're on Zorin OS, believe it or not. Hopefully you guys can hear me. If you can, just let me know. Because I had a little bit of a quick kind of thing I had to... Well, it's working. Screw it. Okay. Now, since you can see my mouse cursor, and you can see my face right over here. Okay, this is what I was messing with. Believe it or not, OBS works on Zorin OS. Not a problem. I got Steam to work on Zorin OS with no problem. I got a few other things that I've been dealing with. The system monitoring. I really like this system monitoring. How it's really set up like this. I really like that. I mean, look at the memory. 1.5 gigabytes used. Okay. 16 gigabytes of system RAM. That, and it's got a 1.8 gigabyte of cache. But it's got a 2.1 gigabyte swap between the integrated graphics and the RAM. I have Zorin on 2 laptops and Mint on 2 desktops. There you go. There you go. But I am really liking this. Really, I am really liking this. The easiness of Zorin OS, the easiness of me being able to take some of my... I'm starting to put some of the stuff I get from Windows onto Zorin OS. So the more that I'm adding to this and checking it out, the better I'm liking it. Because if I can get my programs to come over to Zorin OS, all my programs, with no problem, no hiccups, no nothing, then, you know, I mean, that's quite a lot. So, and most of it's testing and everything else. But I did get Steam on there, and it seems that all the games that I play on Steam will work on Proton. So I'm very satisfied with that. There's another plus. So for $50, you can start off free, you know. Check it out, see if it works for you. Like I told you guys, if you got a secondary computer, use the secondary computer, test it out, see if you like it. If you don't, then there's no love lost. But if you do, then you know you can go the next route. Easy installation. The browser, Brave browser, automatically comes with this. So you're not tagged down with all the processes running in the background for Microsoft Edge. I mean, damn. You can't beat this. Oh, by the way, this right here, this computer, this is running on Wi-Fi. It's not wired in. It's running off Wi-Fi. So I can go on the internet. That's a really cool thing too. Really cool. Look, I'm not going to give you sunshines and rainbows, right? But I am going to tell you that I mean, the amount of processes that's running on this is very minimal. Very minimal. And this is an 8th gen processor with the 6 it's a 6 core. You see 6 cores right here. Watch my little arrow thingy. You got 6 cores. That's it. Nothing. You can run 6 core 12 thread off of this right here. Be perfect. It would be perfect. Oh, you don't understand the snaps? Well, let's say like this. If you're used to Windows, right? Here's the thing. If you're used to Windows and you put in the Wine program and you start transferring everything over, it's night and day. What they put in here is actually eliminating some of the coding that you have to use to put in things. So they kind of rip some of that stuff out and put some of Windows in there. So there you go. There you go. There you go. And hello, NS Tech. Good to see you. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. I'll tell you what. Truthfully, this right here, I mean, if I can take and use some of my editing software, with no problem. This takes a little time to load because it's a hard drive. It's not an SSD. So I can run my editing software. That's really a plus. So, yeah. I mean, they even have a store that you can pick up software at. So if you want software or something, they have a software suite that you can look at. They have tons of stuff in that software suite. So, see, they have this software suite. If you want create, work, play, socialize, learn, develop, they got a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, they got a whole bunch of stuff. Plan on checking it out sooner or later in the future of all this stuff. They got Minesweeper game. Oh man. Let's say you want for play. So, guys, I'm not making this a boring thing. I mean, this is really interesting. I mean, almost looks like Mario. AI generated game, save your friend from the ghost. Wow. Yeah, a lot of cool things. I mean, they got a ton of games in here. Old school. Old school games. Look at this. Old school. And you don't need an emulator. That's the good part. You don't need an emulator to play them. Yo there, Mechanical. Good to see you. They got chess. I mean, they got a whole bunch of stuff in here. For those that are looking for crosswords, look at that crosswords. They got cube puzzles. They got tons of stuff in here. Believe it or not. Do you actually see this on Windows? Most you see on Windows is say $signs, $5, $10, $20. These are old school kind of things, and I don't see a paywall on these. I don't see anything saying a paywall, which I think is really cool. And the developers deserve a lot of credit where credit is due. I mean, they got free. Oh, that's probably free colonization. See, I see a lot of words saying free. Galactic Tic-Tac-Toe. Unofficial GeForce Now application. Okay, that'll be interesting to find out what that's about. See, because if I decide, because I got the RTX 4070, if I decide to move over to Zorin OS away from Microsoft and go full Monty with, Zorin OS, then, then I'll be recommending this program. Long as the developer keeps it up to date and does what he needs to do, I think it'll be good enough for everybody. What was it? They say 30 days they had over a million downloads on this program. I see why now. Wow. K-blocks. We all know that was Rubik's Cubes. So, look at this. Cribbage. Look at this. Okay, I'm going to try this out. Just for shits and giggles, guys. I'm going to download this and see how easy this is. Just for shits and giggles. Just to see how good it is. Running on Wi-Fi, and believe it or not, the Wi-Fi on this router it doesn't even run. It only runs that download at about 56 megs. And the up is only like maybe 1.5 to 2 megs. So. But it's installing okay for a regular hard disk drive, HDD, because I didn't change this yet to a solid state drive. I do have a SATA solid state drive, but I have to take all the information off the SATA drive and store it and then format it and then clone the operating system to that one, and then I can use the 1 terabyte drive as extra storage, but I can use the SATA SSD for this, so I'm thinking about it. Okay, so it is done. Okay, so I'm going to X out of that, and I'm going to go into here, and I'm going to go into all apps, and what was that called? K Mongjong. Okay, so we open it up. Now, it'll take a couple seconds. Now, when it opens up, we can right click and we can pin it to the dash. So if I decide to X out of it, there it is right there. It's back up again. I can make it bigger. I don't know, guys. I mean, I'm impressed. Tell me if y'all are impressed. I mean, but the software is paid version is all just free in the App Store. Yeah, I know. I do agree. I do agree. But, like I said, right now we're just testing this to see if it's viable for, for me content creating. I want to see if it's viable. I have to make sure if I'm going to make that kind of move and lose a ton of, things that I do with my PC. I'm like risking it all, just to make a move like this. I think I got my mouse sensitivity set too high. So, So I have to really think, guys, do I really want to make this move? Is it going to be viable? Is it really worth the price to move from one to the next? I mean, be honest with me. I mean, I really want to know. I mean, is it really going to be worth the price of apples for me to give up Windows to move to Zorin OS? I mean, truthfully, here, I'll make my face a little bit bigger so you guys can see me. Okay. Truthfully, I think it might be a good move, but I would seriously tell everybody like this. Test, test, test. Test it until you're satisfied. If it takes a month, test it till you're satisfied. Don't just jump into it with both feet thinking that, it's going to be oranges that are ripe on the end of the stick, because I am skeptical about software, hardware, and when people tell me that is it going to be the best or the worst or anything else, I'm testing this to see if it's worth, you know, if it's worth the price to admission. Is it really worth it to you? That's why we're here today. To see if it's going to be worth it to you as well as being worth it to me. This is a journey we're taking together. We're finding out if this is going to be good or bad. I'm not really worried about what's in the apps, guys. There's always something now Linux is always going to have a counteract of something, that you do on Windows. It's always going to have something to replace it. And that's where I'm coming off with this. I'm running 16 gigs of RAM. If I was running this on Windows right now, I would barely be able to use this program. This program would barely work. And this is like a low key, low budget program. Doesn't use up much resources. So, I'm just testing it out. I'd buy the pro version once just to support the devs. Mechanical, I do agree with you. I believe it or not, I have not said I wasn't going to buy it to support the devs. I do support the developers. As they give us new programs, they're helping support us. So I always recommend to help support the developers. Okay, I never say anything wrong about the developers. I got friends that are developers. So, and they tell me that I need to try something different, something new, something out of the box. So, what I'm doing is something out of the box. I am trying something out of the box. Even though I can't get this one block out of the goddamn way. Ugh. So, I'm testing. See, the thing is, people are not really, and here's the deal. People are not really talking about this operating system. The people are really not talking about why this is better than Windows. Well, remember, Windows is just an operating system. Windows just carries over apps. And you're looking at advertisements, telemetry tracking on you, stealing your data, everything else, and, the whole 900 yards. This is not misinformation. This is information that's already out there. So, but when I heard that in a month, guys, listen, I know I boo-booed here. Okay. In a month, they got over 1 million downloads in a month. That was interesting to me. I wanted to know why. That's the reason why I'm sampling this program. And also, too, and understand, this does help support the developers by me as a content creator putting their OS out to the community. This is giving them free advertisement as well. So this is coming off of my dime to put it out there for them. So they are getting more than they bargained for when it comes to me sampling their operating systems. I'm just right now I'm done talking about Microsoft because it seems that they don't do anything, and I've been talking about Microsoft for over 3 decades. Got tired of it. They haven't now they became worse. And when I'm hearing they're taking your login information and everything else and using it for AI training, oh, that really pissed me off. I was like, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. This is not working. This has been all over in the background in the news. So, February 2025, Bill Gates steps in to the board meeting to clear up the mess that they created. 27 countries were deciding to drop Windows 11 25H2 stat because of stealing personal information to use it for AI training. Opens up a new can of worms. To what? To what? Oh, to anybody to infiltrate that information in the wild, in the public, and they can get away with it. Because Microsoft put it out there for free. So, knowing all that information, it kind of made me think that maybe it's time to start doing the change. When you got a company that's got so greedy that they've been blinded by this AI craze, this AI gold rush, that they're sitting there watching Nvidia make $5 trillion. Well, actually, no, it's like about almost 4 point something trillion dollars off of this gold rush, off the backs of consumers. So, and what is the consumer going to get out of this? Oh, let's see, we got high RAM prices. Graphics card prices are about to jump through the roof after January the 5th, CES. They want to make sure that they don't jack the prices up until after CES so they don't get lambasted with all that extra grief, and they don't care. After January the 5th, they don't care. I'm not gonna sit there and, tell you that all the companies are gonna be in the worst. Okay? The ones that are gonna be hit the hardest, companies that are being hit the hardest, is Asus, Gigabyte, MSI, ASRock, Sapphire, XFX, the whole 900 yards. Those are the AIB companies that are going to be hit very hard. Not just on graphics cards. Not just on graphics cards. Oh, and by the way, Asus put out a statement stating they're not making RAM, system RAM. So, if you guys thought they were making system RAM, no. They put out a statement stating that they're not. So, I looked that up too. Somebody said to me, oh yeah, Asus is going to make some system RAM. Okay, well, finding out that they're not. They have no interest in it. They don't have the equipment for it. And if they did, then I think they would do really well. But in the long run, you know how it goes. But anyway, let's go back to... We don't have to watch me do this. This is fine. I was just showing you guys how easy it is to install a program. Now, that was just as easy as me installing it to Windows. So, I'm impressed with it. I am very impressed with everything that's going on. You know, I mean, if I want to look at anything else, I mean, you got utilities, you got system tools. I mean, you got software updaters. You got power statistics, which ain't gonna work because I ain't got no. I don't keep none of that on there. So, startup applications. They got an upgrade. You can upgrade to Zorin OS. We got the Connect, and so on. I mean, they got the appearance. We all know that we can change the appearance. They got 13, 14 different appearances. They got a tour. You can still take a tour. I mean, I think this has got like a Windows 7 vibe. This almost gives me a Windows 7 kind of vibe. And I like it. I mean, I really do. I mean, you got a document viewer, document scanner, disk, backup, calculator. You got a calculator, you got everything you need. Advanced network configurations. Let's see. Create or modify and archive fonts, logo or logs. Well, that's cool that they put the logs right there so you can see what's going on. Password and keys, terminal. I don't think this is a bad program. I really don't. Just some people are saying they're stuck on Windows. Like Windows apps. I got like Windows apps right here. I got the Wine software in there, so as you guys can see. But sound and video, they got Office. Look, they got all this Office stuff. I think is a really good. They got calendar, contacts, evolution, all that noise. I mean, graphics. They got image viewer and all that. They got everything that you can think of. I mean, they even got internet stuff. They got web apps. I mean, to me, I think that this is really good. I mean, even games. You can see I got some stuff from Steam on there. Yeah. I mean, damn. I mean, you can go into the settings, go in the system, hit the about, and you guys can see what I'm doing. Oh. Come on. I got it. Okay. So, as you can see, the processor right here, the PC I'm using, the amount of RAM, the disk capacity, and we can go into system details. That gives you all the hardware information. So, there's nothing I hide, guys. There's nothing I hide. I show you everything when it comes to this. So, that's the real deal, man. I like it. Truthfully, I like it. Let's go back up top. Then we got some other things we can talk about as well. Alright, we made it back. Let's see, what you guys talking about over here? Okay. Zorin is a breath of fresh air. I do agree with that 100% mechanical. When it comes to personal computing, Microsoft is the worst. Yeah. I'm starting to catch up with that. I mean, I do believe that is going to be the utmost of the Achilles heel is Microsoft. So, even an easy tool for making bootable disks is in the application list too. Hey, I plan on checking out a lot more of this. It's got me interested, believe it or not. You know, Windows doesn't have me that interested at this point in time because I'm starting to see what everybody's talking about. And it's taken me all these years to actually see it. I know in the beginning what turned me off of Linux was this. Back in the early days, you know, we had to do everything by hand and code everything out and blah, blah, blah. So, over time, my eyes didn't get any better. So, I just fell out of sync with it because I guess I fell into the crave for automation. I fell into that crave to where everything you want, it was like a, you know, one click and go kind of thing. You know, didn't have to type anything in, didn't have to do any codes or anything else to make a program work on my PC. It was just one click and it worked. And I stayed with Microsoft because of that reasoning. There was ups, there was downs going through the operating systems over the years, but now we're at 25H2. And from what I've seen on 25H2, Microsoft made some promises to the gamers that they're going to get better performance. And truthfully, I didn't see none of it. I didn't see not one lick of it where it made any difference or effort. Other than Windows 10, which was a lot better in performance than Windows 11. I know that for a fact. I've used Windows 10. I've used Windows 11. I've tested both of the two. I like Windows 10 better. It's not jam-packed with crap and telemetry. Well, it does have telemetry, but not enough, not a lot. Maybe too much. But I even discovered, what was it, a couple days back, you know, with some of these companies jamming telemetry into, let's say, like, let's say the NVIDIA app. That's loaded with telemetry. So is using the Adrenaline software. You know, there's no winners in this situation. So I did like this. I'm just running off the display drivers. The updated NVIDIA display drivers only. It came with the control panel, NVIDIA control panel, instead of the NVIDIA app. Got everything go along with that, other than the app itself. So I just went back old school. Instead of having like 7 or 9 NV containers open in the task manager, I only got 2. Just by putting in display drivers only and doing that part of the installation. And there was a big difference. Everything's nice and clean now. So I'm not. People like the NVIDIA app because there's convenience to it, because it's like a backwards compatibility kind of thing with if you take and go on your game and you put like the wrong settings and you get locked out from your game at Steam. Yeah, that's a good thing to have. But am I gonna sacrifice performance just for convenience because I made a mistake? No, I have to be more careful. I'm not going to put the NVIDIA app back in right now because I really don't need it. Because you can do everything on the control panel. Everything can be done on the control panel. And I'll show you guys why. Oh, let me put you guys back over here for a minute. I forgot I had you guys over here. Let me sort this out. Give me a minute. Okay. Now, let's pull you guys back over there. Okay. Now I got the window all cleared out. See, just like with the NVIDIA app, the NVIDIA control panel's just as good. I was messing around with some things in the control panel, by the way. See, PhysX can be on the CPU, or you can go here and put it on the GPU. But it says I put it on auto select recommended and just hit apply. So just leave it on auto select and it'll be fine. But going into, let's see, we're gonna manage 3D settings. See, you got what they call program side. So you can go into like 3D Mark and you can set in anything you want. They give you a whole list of stuff to mess with. So if you want 3D Mark, Eugene Heaven, or whatever I got in here in this list. And I can add things to it too. So basically, it's very simple. It's very simple. And you can go in and change all the settings you want for your program, or just make it globally like I do. Just make it globally and you're done. So there's nothing to this. Simple, sweet, and done. That's the way it was before. So with GeForce Now back then, it wasn't that bad. But now with the NVIDIA app and all the changes they're making and everything else, I don't need all that. I don't need all that fuss. It's not worth it. Let's see. So, you guys have to understand what you want to do is you want to balance, you want to make it right for yourself. You want to make your computer good. You want to make it robust. Or you want to do it the other way. You want to go lightweight like this one right here. I mean, this right here is, if I flipped it on its side, it would be almost close to an ITX build. If you look at it and you flip it, yeah. I don't think I can measure that. I don't think I got a big enough measuring tool, guys. I don't think I can measure this enough. I don't think I can measure it enough to see how big it is, but I don't know. It's kind of on the crazy side. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, crazy, crazy. But I'll tell you what, for a 6-core Intel processor, 8th gen, 8400, it's an i5, 8400. Not bad. Not bad for its age. It ages like fine wine, guys. Ages like fine wine. So, if this is the way you want to go, this is a good way to go. If it's not, then it's not for you. So, I think it is, because when it comes down to needing RAM for this system, I mean, 16 gigabytes with the operating system, not bad. Especially when you want to play those extra little games and stuff like that. I mean, it's perfect. Low weight, doesn't use up much energy. I mean, this isn't pissing out much energy. So, and you're playing your games. And also, too, they got older games in there you don't need an emulator for. You probably can find most of your games through Linux. You know, I'm not sure about, if you want to play like Super Mario Brothers or something like that, but I'm sure in time they'll have something out there that'll replicate Nintendo and all that. But you know, just saying, not Nintendo didn't sponsor me saying that, by the way. So they're not. There's no implications, no involvements, no nada. I got no ties with them whatsoever. Back in the 80s, I used to have their products. I used to have a ton of their. I used to have the old school Nintendo, and I had like a ton of games. I mean, like a ton. I mean, like from the floor, I would say about 4 feet off of the floor, you can stack them all the way up. That was one stack. I'm talking about more than one stack. So, I do like the operating system. I do. I mean, for $50, guys, it's not bad. I mean, they give you extra styles on how you want to make your desktop look. That's pretty cool. You open up um, your startup menu, and you look at no ads, no drama, no bullying of pushing software onto you. It's nice and peaceful. It's quiet. You don't have to be in fear every time you start up your PC. The only thing that I want to see resolved is the driver software for NVIDIA. That's what I want to see resolved. It's not the greatest. Neither is AMD. It's not the greatest, but it seems Linux favors AMD more on certain programs than it does NVIDIA. So, I did test NVIDIA on, I tested the GTX 1650 on Linux Mint, but I can't reach it right now, but that motherboard that I was using with the Xeon processor and 32 gigs of ECC RAM, that was all a $125 project. It came from the heart of China. So, and I ran that with the RX 7600 from AMD, an 8-core 16 thread, 16. I put the GTX 1650 on that. I put the RX 5500 on that. I even tried the RX 4070 on that, and I tried the RX 7800 XT. So far. And so far, that platform has held up. It's not as fast as, the platform I have right now, but it is fast enough to run graphics cards to game with. I was gaming 60 FPS off of Steam for Cyberpunk 2077 off, a Xeon processor. It was giving me a solid 60 FPS. So I am happy with it. It's a good little test rig, especially when you got high next generation cards and they have a high PCIe rating. Because you got to look at that right there was PCIe 2.0 x 16. Yeah, I think it was. So, knowing that, running it that low, but it's still DDR4. It should have been 3.0 x 16, but I think they screwed up in China somewhere. HW Info told me it was 2.0 x 16. So, not unless I got to change the BIOS or something, get a BIOS update or revision BIOS, but even 2.0 x 16, that's the bottom of the bucket. That's the bottom of the bucket when it comes to taking the newest hardware, when like GPUs, and taking it all the way down to see how backwards compatible it really is. The RTX 4070 did very well. So did the RX 7600 and the RX 5500 and the GTX 1650 and even the GT 730 did really well on that, even though that the GT 730 is no longer in production and it's no longer being upgraded by NVIDIA. So, but I still got the driver software and it still worked. So, very happy about that. Not very happy about RAM prices. And Ramageddon is what we call it ever since they jacked up the RAM prices. Now we're stuck in what they call Ramageddon. Is it going to go down? A lot of people are spectating that it's going to take 2 years. Some people are spectating it takes 8 months. How about we just say like this? If they wanted to cut their money source from, sending product to consumers because they're deciding to put, and this is where everybody's just going to have to understand something. Cloud services are about to go through the roof. Cloud services. Once these data centers take off, cloud services, that's what Microsoft's bread and butter is on. Once they take off like a rocket ship, they're going to be up in the trillions, just like NVIDIA. Because that's where they make their money right now, by making you pay for a subscription to play, even on the operating system. Chrome OS did that thing a long time ago with their Chromebook. You can't log into Chromebook in the beginning unless you had a paid subscription and you had internet access. They would screw you. That's basically what they would say. We're going to screw you. And you're going to like it. That's pretty much what they're saying right now. So. But anyway. Hello, Dr. Blitz. Good to see you again, man. Good to see you. F the cloud. Yeah. I know that's a big cloud that's going to be going on all around everybody's head. What are you going to do when cloud services run wild on you? Think about that. Dig deep. Think really hard about those cloud services. Think about GeForce Now, to where you only get 100 hours a month. Think about you only can use your PC for a certain amount of hours per day and you're being controlled. Think about what you paid for. You're now renting back. You're renting it. You paid for it. You're renting it from Microsoft. You paid for your PC parts, but you're renting your PC to the cloud service. That's where Zorin OS and Linux comes in. Pay top tier. What else? Yeah, you pay top tier, but you're still going to be stuck at 100 hours, or what is it? 100 hours a month. That comes to 3 hours a day. They were saying you only can play games 3 hours a day. That's it. And even if you pay for the top tier, you're still stuck at 100 hours a month. So, I don't feel the need for a company to control my PC like that. Because I'll tell you what, if I want to control my own PC in Destiny, I could take and make me a server, make it into an emulator, right? And push my cloud service to my emulator, and I can play games all day long without being controlled. I don't even need the internet anymore. All I need is a wired connection going from my server to my PC. I don't even need to worry about the internet anymore. It's done and over with. When you got 100,000 games loaded into your server and you can access your server and play any one of those games at any time, 7 days a week, whatever. Doesn't matter. Their dream of cloud service for the world just went up in smoke. Why would I need their cloud service when I could use my phone to contact the outside world? I don't need my main PC to contact the outside world. If I'm just going to be gaming. I don't need that for my PC. But since I'm a content creator, guess what? I have no other choice, but I'm stuck to the wire. Now, if I wasn't doing this and I wanted to build an emulator, which I have enough computing stuff here to build an emulator, I would be on the wire to my own stuff, and I would not ever be connected to the internet ever again. And I can run my computer until it dies. And then fix it after that. So I don't need updates or anything. I can run it for 100 years. It's zoned for 100 years. So that software is going to last 100 years. You know, you can always go in there and take and turn off their little clock thingy that they put on there. This is supposed to expire at this time. You can always go in there and turn it off. They don't tell you that, but you can do it. So, I'm not paying till it improves massively. Yeah, I do agree with that, man. I do. Other PC YouTubers have said they're done. Like, channel views are gonna be too low. Yes, sir. I know. I'm going through it right now. I don't know why people ain't subscribing to my channel. It's free. Help the content creator out, like me. But I don't know. I mean, I'm getting views in between 40 and 60 views on every video. So, on an average, I'm doing a little okay. I'm not like a big time, goncho creator out there. I'm just a little dude with a big heart. And I'm 6'6" too, so you know how that goes. I'm an older guy. I'm doing the best I can. I'm not here to compete with other content creators. I'm here to compete with myself. And I'm here to help everybody out. I have been doing it all this time this way ever since I first started my channel. And I'm going to continue to help people out, and I'm going to continue to give the information that I've learned over the years. Over the three decades I've been doing this. I was about to say generations again. I don't know why. But anyway. But Mr. Blitz, Mr. Dr. Blitz, there's no worries. There's always a workaround for everything. Truthfully, if you're not happy with the operating system, then there's always a change. This is the reason why I'm going through Zorin OS, is to see if it's going to be viable for me content creating for the future. If it is, and it's really good, for the $50 one-time fee to help out the developer, which would be, if you guys want to help out the developer that's developing this, so he can make it even better, so it makes it more interesting for people to want to buy it. I mean, I know you can get a product key for $23 for Microsoft. Maybe the developer will, think about maybe a scale, put 25 to 50, and treat it like a donation, and you get the pro version. And, people have enough heart to, to give them $50, which I hope you guys do. I mean, I went through I'm going through this operating system here. I'm very impressed. I am very impressed. New Year's resolution: no DoorDash. Been fighting all day. Oh my God, DoorDash. Machine had that same problem with DoorDash. They ate his food ate part of his food and gave him the rest and said, "Oh, we didn't have that in there." And he paid for it. I guess the dude was hungry. He ate Machine's food, man. Machine had to go out and get an extra slice of pizza for that noise. Damn. That's why I don't do DoorDash. DoorDash can DoorDash these nuts. You hear that, DoorDash? These nuts. Swing. So, no DoorDash here, my friend. No DoorDash here. If I'm that guy, if I need to, I'll go to the store. I'll go pick up all my stuff that I need. I'll bring it back, cook my own food, and have a nice meal in front of me. Then I don't have to worry about if somebody spit in it. Get my point? So, there ain't no fight with that. No DoorDash, no fight. I don't care. They can keep it. DoorDash can stay over there. They don't need to come over here. I'll do my own thing. I got my own 2 feet, got my own 2 hands, I got my own 2 wheels. So I'll go to the store, buy my own shit, come back, put it all together. And you know, in that matter of time, it would take me only 2 hours. It would take me an hour to go through the store, hour of cooking, and to sit down to a home-cooked meal. And then sit another hour, so that's about a total of 3 hours to have a decent meal. So, or you could be kind of a strange guys and get a 99-cent microwave Hungry Man, put it in a microwave it up, and put it on a TV tray, and do like the 80-year-old dudes. You got a Hungry Man. You know, you got a Hungry Man. You guys get the idea. Shit, I ain't got to tell you. I mean, there come a time you don't want to cook or anything else. You just throw it in the microwave and say, "Yeah, I got Hungry Man." You know. So, yeah, I get the point. I don't need DoorDash neither. And that way you ain't fighting nothing. So if you go to the store, you go in and out, right? I know this is off the subject right now, guys, but bear with me. We're talking about it. We're getting there. So if you don't want to fight going into the stores, we all don't like going into the stores because we all got to climb over people just to get what we need. And then we got to climb over people again just to cash out. And it becomes a really big headache for everybody. You know, but you know what? I'll spend 10, 15 minutes to go get my stuff. And then bring it back to the house, cook it, put it on a plate, nice and hot and steamy. And I don't have to worry about DoorDash being ice cold. They, spitting on your food or something like that, or they're eating it or whatever. I can't, when it goes from the order to a restaurant or whatever, I have little to no faith on delivery. When it comes to the delivery people, I have little to no faith. I used to deliver pizzas for a couple years. I have never, ever, ever messed with the customer's food. Never. Never. Straight up honest. Customers got their food on time, hot and steamy. And if it wasn't hot and steamy coming out of my bag, I tell the customer, I got to go back and get you some fresh food because it's not hot and steamy. And I did that a couple times too. The owner asked me what I was doing. And I said, well, when the customer gets ice cold food, I don't like it. And the customer don't like it. And you don't have repeat customers that way. You lose business. So, I bring this food back here. We can put it on the donation side. I'll throw a couple bucks in there, make some new food for the customer so I can go take it so you can get paid, and that's the end of the day. So I took $10 out of my pocket to make sure the customer had hot food. Understand that. That's just the way I am. And when I worked in the restaurants, same way. If the customer's food wasn't hot and steamy, getting right to his table, the man or the woman's table, I would pick the plate up, go back to the cook. No. There's a little more to me. I would go back to the cook in the kitchen. I would move the cooks off to the side, and I would cook that person's meal myself and personally deliver it to the customer and say, here you go, hot and steamy, fresh. That's just the way I am. I don't like stuff that, when it looks like garbage, I don't like the garbage. I like it nice, fresh, robust, ready to go. So, the worst I've done was pack their McDonald's fries in the holder like a brick. Oh my God. That's the thing. McDonald's fries is the hardest thing to keep hot and fresh. Because if they don't make the fries crispy enough, you're not going to get a 20-minute window. So your fries go cold and limp. If you got customers that are 25 minutes away, you better think about a warmer that plugs into your car. See, the good thing about when I was delivery, I was doing it in a van. And I had a warming cooler. I had a hot side and a cold side cooler. So I would put the hot food in the hot side, the cold food in the cold side. When the customer got their food, perfection was on my mind. I was happy with the customer having a smile, handing me $20 and say, here's your tip, have a nice day. So, when you're a delivery driver making a couple grand, every couple days, you're going to be happy about it. Because you're putting the extra effort to make sure they got fresh. And I had a lot of deliveries to do. I did that for a couple years. It was a fun journey. Just like me spending 37 years in a restaurant, it was a fun journey. Just like me spending almost 40 years messing around with, personal computers. It's been a fun journey. But my journey still continues with you guys. Because my journey on YouTube started in 2012, but kind of ran into some problems in 2012. But started again in 3 years ago, a little over 3 years ago, and started this channel. And I got a second channel and a third channel. I'm still working on them. Give me time. I'll get them going. But I'm working on them. What I'm going to do with them, I'm working on. Like if I want to do like a live stream on the go or something, I do it over there on my JJPB Shorts. And I got my other channel that I was using it for gaming, to do some game recording and put it over there. Just for little support to help the main channel, to help this channel here. It's just extra little support. Hoping that one day one of my channels would have hit it off big. But, guys, I hate to tell you, if it's not politics right now or AI, I'm gonna grow like a weed. This channel is growing like a weed. And I'm doing the damn best I can do to make it grow. So, but as far as the OS, my opinion right now is leaning towards Zorin OS and Linux. So, that's my opinion there. It might be you guys' opinion too. Sooner or later it's going to be. You're going to end up having to make a choice. Are you going to want to stay with Windows and they're going to keep decimating the gaming community and the overall customers in the world for the consumer side of it? Not the business side. Business side's totally separate. The consumer side, to where the consumer's getting their ass handed to them a little bit because they're forced to do stuff they don't want to do. People are old school. People want to go back and see a Windows 7 browser, but they want the speed of the next generation with having the old school feel put in there. See, that's where Microsoft didn't understand. Majority of the people wanted the old school feel. But their problem is that their engineers, the ones they used to have to do those kind of old school feel, they kind of retired. And now you got these new young bucks that are kind of looking at the future of fast and go. And they're coming up with the idea that cloud computing could be the fast, easy new way for AI to write the data to your PC. So, yeah. I could see this going really bad off the rails. Really bad off the rails. So, I'm going to keep my options open there, ladies and gentlemen of the world. Keep your options open. Keep your mind open. If Zorin OS is going to be the right thing for you, give it a shot. Give it a shot. See if you like it. I mean, I can tell you. Let's see. So, I mean, did you see that shutdown? That shutdown was like, when I clicked that power off, it's like 2 to 3 seconds. Done. Done. Very impressive OS. Very strong OS. Especially being able to put some of my programs that I use on Windows over on that. But I'm not done yet. I am still discovering what programs work over there and what doesn't work over there. But as far as I can see what works over there. Especially with the price of RAM, system RAM right now. It's an alternative. It is an alternative to running a smaller amount of RAM and getting away with it compared to running larger amounts and getting nowhere. I know people love gaming. I know people love to do designer work and stuff like that. So, if your OS is like as light as weight as this is right here is a lightweight OS, but it's effective. Guys, I didn't get paid to sell you this. This is my personal experience. So this is going to give the developer a new little push when it comes to people understanding how this OS works. So I would suggest, if you got a secondary testing computer, I would test it on that first, get familiar with it, and before you're ready to put it onto your main computer, just get yourself familiar how it works and do your whole 900 yards before you decide to mess with your main computer. My main computer's still on Windows right now, yes, but I'm still messing around with this, and I still got a lot more testing to do. And when I get done, we will get to that final conclusion, the end of all end videos, to tell you what the ending is going to be about Zorin OS. Is it going to be well worth the price? Or is it going to be a dud? But so far I can tell you it's not a dud. It is what it says. It's very interesting, especially a low weight program. This runs even lighter than Tiny 11. Had a little hand in that too, so it does run a little lighter than Tiny 11. And that's been a stripped out system. This is just a Linux system to where it's already been bare boned, but they got little additives to where you can make it run just like Windows. And I'm giving the developer credit where credit is due. They did a great job, as I can see. They did a great job. When I get done testing, I told you guys it's going to take me a couple weeks, but I am going to get through this. And I am going to give you my final conclusion. I am going to tell you if it's worth it or not. But so far I can tell you pretty much it is. But I got to be 100% convinced that it is. Because I don't want you to step into something that you can't get out of. So once you make the change, because some people are so comfortable with Windows, they just don't want to give it up just yet. And if they go to make the change and then they find out that they can't do something on that operating system, then they're going to look at me and say, Jay, you're wrong. It wasn't in my best interest. I don't want to hear that. I want to make sure it's going to be in your best interest when it comes to the operating system, and it's going to work for you. Because if it works for me, I know it will work for you. Simple. I don't want you jumping into something that you can't get out of. Me, I could jump into it because I got a spare system. Actually, I got a couple spare systems. But I can jump into it, you know, so that way it saves you a lot of the headache and time. Because remember, guys, in the live chat, we're doing this live. You could say at any time, Jay, did you test this out? I'm going to respond to you. And I'm going to say, let's try it out. Anytime I'm testing an operating system or hardware, and I'm doing it live, you guys got the ball is in your court when it comes to, you know, getting into that little detail of you wondering if it's worth it. Okay. And this is live, guys. And I'm not charging a damn thing for this. Oh, I could make it all membership, but I'm not doing that. That's why I have it open to the public for everybody to join in. And this little thing about, you know, first time typing in, see, now I found out with the live stream, when you type in the first time, right, what happens is it puts that $sign kind of thingy there. Put an emoji out first. Like, here, I'll show you guys. Just right click on the chat thing, go up to the top where it says emoji, and put an emoji there. And guess what? That $sign thing goes away. Boom. So, if you want to make that go away for the first time, because if you don't want to donate to the channel, I'm not forcing anybody to do so. So, just by putting an emoji there for the first time, it'll make that little $sign thing go away. Just a little trick for you guys on YouTube. So you don't have to think that you got to get stuck donating to the channel before you can start typing in. Okay, that's not how it works here. So just, you want to type in and, you know, you don't want to donate anything, just put an emoji there in the beginning and then just type in. And that little pay thing, there is no paywall there. That's just YouTube putting it there. There is no paywall on my channel. But there is a join button. That's got a paywall. For the membership, that's different, you know, because that's a membership. If you want to join the membership, the lowest is $3 per month. And that's way lower than getting on Netflix for almost a whole year. Because if you go 3 times 12 is how much? 3 times 12 is what? Well cheaper than Netflix. So, just an idea. This is live. This is not a preview or a premiere. I'm not into that. If I'm going to do something, if I'm going to do PC builds on this channel, I'm going to do it live with you guys. And if it takes 12 freaking hours, we're going to do it for 12 hours. So get your sleep there, sweetie. Yeah. If it gets to that point where we're up for 12, 13 hours, then I guess we're going to be so. Look, you can watch a video of people putting PCs together, and they can do it in less than 12 minutes. That's all because of cutting and pasting. That's all because of little, cutting and pasting kind of thing. But when you do it live, you're talking with everybody and everything else, and you're having a great time. But it takes a long time to go through every single part of a PC, guys. I remember doing this the last time. I took my time. I don't want anybody to miss nothing. And I need to get me another camera. I really do. I need a down shot camera that's like up here that can down shoot when I'm doing the build, so you can get my face right here and you get the down shot here. You know, I'm working on it. I was looking on Temu. Today, seeing if I can get another camera like mine. Seeing if I can take and prop it from the ceiling. Shoot it down like this, or have two cameras shooting down like this. Get it from this angle. Get it from this angle, or get it from behind me. I already got it over the side of me from here. You guys see it right here. So, yeah. I got some big ideas about, because in the future, I want to be able to take this right here, what you guys see right here, this big TV. I want to move this away from here. I want to take this out of here. I want to leave the ones on the wall here. The monitors here on the wall. And one over here on the wall, one over here on the wall. I want to have this open space. So when I do a build, I want you guys to be able to see everything. Everything. That's going to take some work, but it's going to get done. That is my 2026 wish for the new year. That is my 2026 wish for the new year. Is to recreate this area and make it better. So I can make better videos. And get better cameras so I can do 4K. You guys are busting my chops about 4K. And do 4K and AV1 encoding. Do 4K and AV1 encoding. That's what my goals and dreams or wishes are working on right now. Being able to put all this together. So, it's a work in progress. And I still got to finish out me painting in here as well. And taking out this window here. And making this just a solid wall. Which I can do. I want to make this a solid wall. Get rid of this here so it doesn't look. And put some TVs up here. That's on the side. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to kind of move things around a little bit. But it's going to take a lot of help. And I hope I get the help. Because I'm going to need every bit of it. Including y'all's help if you want to help. So, got a lot to do. And a short amount of time. I just got ideas in my head right now, guys. Ideas in my head. Things I want to do. I'm not, understand this. When it comes to PC building and everything else, I'm not thinking in my head, oh yeah, I want to be like everybody else. I want to be a hardcore gamer. I want to be right there, I want to get a 5090. Guys, I used to hardcore game when I was 16. I'm over 50 plus right now. Me, to hardcore game, it's good enough with Cyberpunk. It's good enough with Cyberpunk. And I got Hogwarts Legacy. And I got Crysis. I get a jelly donut. Who knows? But as crazy as it sounds, right? Go to Dunkin' Donuts, get a jelly donut. Get one of those hot, steamy 52 million gallons of cold iced coffee. Did I say hot? I meant cold. Jeez. I drank for like maybe 4 or 5 years those iced coffees non-stop. I would have like 5 52-ounce iced coffees a day. It made me feel like iced coffee was flowing through my veins. That's how good it was. It was a lot of iced coffee. Now now I barely drink coffee. Maybe once in a blue moon I'll drink coffee, but not as much. And you guys are wondering, Jay, why are you going off the rails? What's the matter with you? Maybe it's because of the New Year holiday. Maybe because 2026. Maybe because I got invitation from AMD. And January the 5th, in 4 days, I got to decide something. Well, actually, in a couple days. And let's see if it's still there. You're invited to watch Dr. Lisa Su keynote at CES 2026 on AI innovation, live streamed on January the 5th at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So 6:30 p.m. my time. Let's see, join the AMD live stream here. Save the date for CS 2026, which I did. So, looks like we're going to be doing a live stream. Let's see, what day is this? Monday. 6:30 p.m. So that'll be like 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mountain Time would be like, I don't know. And, Mountain Time I think is 4 hours ahead of me. Central Time is like 2 hours ahead of me. Eastern Standard Time is 3 hours ahead of me. So, just be prepared. Just know what time I'm on. And then look at your time so you know what time to be here. Simple. You guys can comment anytime because I've noticed there's many people that were on this live stream watching for quite a while. And we got 48 that viewed us this evening. And we had the most between 8 and 10 people that were watching, but they're not saying much. They must be sleeping on the live stream. There's no sense of sleeping on the live stream. I can keep it interesting, but do mark your calendars. We're going to mark it for January the 5th at 6:30 p.m. And I'm going to work on putting the live stream up for the keynote for CES. See, I'm not like an NVIDIA shill. I do pay attention to the other businesses like AMD, Intel, and NVIDIA, and all the rest of the AIB partners that are out there and everything else. Do they pay me to do this? No. They don't pay me to do this live stream. They're not going to pay me to do the CES live stream. No, they don't. So I'm doing it because of my subscribers and viewers, which I hope the viewers become subscribers. You can help us out. We need to hit 1,000, guys. This is 2026. Okay, I'm going from September 2022, and this is January 2026. Okay, I need to hit 1,000 subscribers. Don't let me hang in the wind like this. You want to keep me motivated, then subscribe. Oh, Dakota's watching. I got you, Dakota. No doubt. No doubt. Well, I know a lot of people are watching right now, but I'm just going to say like this. Okay, I'm just going to say like this. Here. Let me do this. Let me do this. And we'll kind of print screen. Okay, so we will do that. Okay, so I had to look at something really quick. So I know there's going to be a bunch of naysayers out there. Oh yeah, well you didn't get nothing from AMD. That was all a bunch of lies. You know what? I'm just going to cut the chase with you guys because I know there's some people that are going to say, "Oh, Jay doesn't know. He didn't get nothing from Lisa Sue. That was all a bunch of lies." You know. So we're just going to cut that chase. And let's see. Okay, so save as image. Go to E. We'll just put it right here. We'll just put it right there. So this way, I'm not going to say that right there. Give me a moment, guys. I'm working on this for you. Doing this all for you. Going through all this headache for you guys. Okay, so this says right here, Dr. Lisa Sue A&M Chairman, stage Las Vegas, share AMD's bold vision for the future, turning in live stream into the live stream. Wednesday, January the 5th, 2026, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Save the date, join the live stream. Now, tell me where in the fuck you're going to see what I just copied from my email service to here. Where are you going to see me join the live stream? And live stream from the live stream. I'm doing this because somebody called me out on it and said I was lying. Does this look like I'm lying? So kind of think about it before you speak. I was invited by their crew to watch the live stream. So I'm going to live stream from their live stream since they invited me to the live stream. For all my viewers and subscribers. So, guys, this is the positive step we needed to go in the right direction. At least we got some kind of acknowledgement from a company. After 3+ years, we finally get an acknowledgement of something. So I'm happy about it. They at least they looked at, you know, what I'm doing. I mean, I run AMD software. I run NVIDIA software. I mean, I do have Intel software over, or hardware, not software, hardware, and software, you know. But I got Intel over here. I got old school Intel and I got new school AMD and NVIDIA. So, it works. So, expect to be putting out this live stream and expect to be happening on that time. So if you want to join us to see what AMD's got cooking, then so be it. Cost you nothing. Like I said, cost you nothing to have a little bit of a good time with us. And just keep on rocking. So, but anyway, guys, I am going to call the live stream here. I gave you some good insight about Zorin OS. We talked about Microsoft. We talked about all the companies. We talked about the Ramageddon BS. We talked about, you know, food and Uberlink. I call it an Uberlink. But we talked about that. We talked about many things. We always talk about many things. This channel, we just don't base it on one thing. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We don't base it on just one idea and one goal. We base it on one idea and many ideas after that and many goals. So basically, even if I go off the rail of what we're actually supposed to be talking about, I'll give a little bit of time to talk about what we're supposed to talk about. But I go off the rail to go to many things. There's many things that are happening in this world that we need to know about it all in one ball of wax. One ball of wax. We need to get it all into one ball of wax. So, if you did enjoy the video, the live stream, which we will be doing videos in the future, you know, I'm going to break it up half and half. I'm going to do half live streams and half videos. So this way I'll spread it over through the whole week. And like I told you guys, I'm going to be working on a new set of gear for when I go out of town, so I can live stream out of town, so I can have my information in front of me, so that way when I'm talking to you guys, you know that I'm talking to you and not somebody else. No, there's nobody else here, but I'm talking to you. Yeah. Not me. No, I'm talking to you. But you got the idea. So, we're going to leave it here, and we got I am going to do a video tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday, right? Yeah, tomorrow's Friday. I'm going to do a video tomorrow, not a live stream, But on Saturday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, be ready, live stream. And then Sunday, I'll probably do a video. And Monday, I pray to God, because that's the 5th. I pray to God I do not have to go out of town on the 5th. I don't think I do, but I'll make sure that I am here. I'll make sure. So, but anyway, first time here, guys. Hit that, what do you call it? Yeah, that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Don't forget about the notification bell so you know when I post the next video or live stream. Until the next time, I guess. Yeah. Till the next time and the next video or live stream. You know it is. We'll see you on the next one. Have a great night, guys, and happy holiday and happy New Year's to everybody. Be safe and take care.